Lisa, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us. You guys are the real MVP. So guys, so lovely. So I came across this video on my For You, and I thought to share with you guys where this, Palestinian activist was actually arrested by IC. And this got people reacting, and a lot of people were like, this is exactly what people that looks like me have been trying to tell you guys, and I've been trying to avoid. So like, you don't even have any form of freedom of speech anymore. Guys, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, let's dive into it.
But do not give a vote to Kamala Harris.
Maya and them to the front, because y'all need to be reminded of the damage that your vote did to all of us.
Developing story on the campus of Columbia University. A student connected to pro-Palestinian protests last year has been detained by ICE. This comes on the heels of President Trump announcing the university will be stripped of federal funds.
Late last night, Mahmoud Khalil, the chief negotiator for the Columbia student protest in support of Palestine, was detained by ICE without a warrant. Khalil, who was initially in the U.S. on a student visa, has since obtained a green card and is legally residing in the U.S. He is married to a U.S. citizen, and his wife is 8 months pregnant. ICE agents reportedly ambushed Khalil and his wife as they entered their apartment building, pushing their way in and threatening to detain his wife if she interfered. They then arrested Khalil without a warrant. His lawyer called ICE and asked them for a warrant. They hung up on her. Since then, Khalil has disappeared. ICE first told his wife he was being held in Elizabeth, New Jersey, but when she arrived, he was nowhere to be found. Due to public outrage, Senator Marco Rubio and the State Department made statements suggesting they intend to revoke the green cards of protesters deemed inappropriate by the U.S. government, something they have no legal authority to do. Only a judge can revoke a green card, and ICE does not have the power to unilaterally strip legal residents of their status for exercising free speech. This is a test. This is a test to see how far they can push the boundaries of repression. They deliberately targeted someone controversial to gauge public reaction. If ICE can unlawfully detain a legal resident with a green card for protesting, they can do it to any one of us. This is a blatant violation of the First Amendment, immigration law, human rights protections. It's a violation of the UN Charter on Human Rights. If left unchallenged, it opens the door for the government to silence anyone it deems inconvenient. An update for Khalil is that thankfully a federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from deporting Khalil. This puts all of us protesters at risk, whether we're indigenous or whether we're green card holders, because if they can illegally abduct Khalil and make him disappear, then they can do it to any one of us, and they will, as long as we let them get away with it.
So pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas activists at universities are now being arrested under the Trump administration for protesting the Hamas and Izzy situation. Okay, I can't say what I want to say. The G side, y'all know what it is. Okay, so y'all being arrested. Trumpy said that if you are not from this country and you here on a visa and you protested, you're getting deported. All right, he's already deported one of y'all, and he also said for the other ones, y'all getting arrested, or y'all gonna be kicked out of your schools. So people like Maya and other activists that were running their mouth about how bad it would be to put Kamala in office because Kamala is just like Frumpy. Look at you now. I swear, y'all are like the leopards are eating your faces. I swear the leopards are eating your faces. This is what y'all get. You got what you voted for, or didn't vote for, or asked people to sit out from. Now y'all being arrested. Now y'all being persecuted for using your First Amendment right, which would have never happened under Kamala Harris's administration. It would have never happened. So as he's rounding y'all up and deporting y'all or arresting y'all or expelling y'all, please be reminded that this is what you fought for. You fought for your First Amendment right to be stripped. You can't make these stories up. So pro-Hamas.
Oh, well, I'm so glad that you confirmed that you're actually working for the Zionists, calling that man pro-Hamas when he's literally just continuing that narrative that they're using to detain him with 0 charges. Wow. The coconut memes really made you become a fascist, huh?
Mohammed Khalil, now everybody's in the streets screaming and yelling for him. The same people that are in the streets screaming and yelling for Luigi Mangione. Now, your man Mohammed Khalil, he's probably in the same building as Luigi Mangione. You could get a 2-for-1. Go down there and get a 2-for-1. Okay? He broke the law. You're harassing Jews in America. You're here on a visa. You're harassing people on college campuses. You're a visitor, all right? You're a visitor. You're a visitor, okay? You broke the law, okay? There's a new regime in town. There's new laws. Maybe you didn't read. Maybe you're too busy screaming and yelling, harassing Jews. Maybe you weren't around. Maybe you were in your tent on November 4th, 2024. New regime, new laws. Okay, you broke them. You continue to break them. Now you got to pay the consequences. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Okay? I don't know if you ever saw Beretta, wherever you came from, Muhammad Khalil. Don't do the time if you can't do the crime. You.
This is Mahmoud Khalil. He's a Palestinian graduate student at Columbia University in the US. He was taken and arrested from his home by immigration and customs enforcement agents for his activism for Palestine and for his role in the Columbia University encampments last year.
This is not a matter of simply violating university rules. This is a movement, an anti-war movement.
Mahmoud is a green card holder and a permanent resident in the US. He was a graduate student at Columbia University until just last December. Late on Saturday night, undercover ICE agents came to his university-owned apartment and said they were acting on State Department orders to revoke Khalil's student visa. Information they got wrong, as when he told them he was a permanent resident and a green card holder, the agents said they were revoking that instead, according to Mahmoud's lawyer. They also threatened to arrest Mahmoud's wife, who's an American citizen and is 8 months pregnant. Mahmoud was detained in New York and flown to an immigration jail in Louisiana. This marks a significant escalation in the Trump administration's pledge to detain and deport student activists. In one of the latest developments in his case, a federal judge in New York ordered the Trump administration not to deport Mahmoud, pending a legal fight over his detention. It was revealed that Mahmoud had sent emails to the university to protect him a day before he was detained, saying that he hasn't been able to sleep, fearing ICE or other dangerous individuals might come to his home. He urged them to intervene and provide necessary protection to prevent further harm. His arrest sparked international outrage, with large protests taking place in New York demanding his release.
Release Mahmoud Khalil now! He's on the side of truth, and he represents the majority of the people in this country.
And Columbia University staff expressed their outrage over his arrest and the university's conduct.
The university, I have to say, facilitated this abduction, having pursued disciplinary charges against him for over a year that were clearly baseless, and when we proved it to them that they were baseless, those charges were not dismissed, they put a target on his back, and they provided no protection for him over the last several days. The universities have two most sacred commitments and missions. One, to keep our students safe, and second, to educate them. We have to say that Columbia abridged those two sacred missions so abominably in this case, in Mahmoud's case.
President Trump posted from the official White House account, "Shalom Mahmoud, ICE proudly apprehended and detained Mahmoud Khalil," stating the claims against him that he's a radical foreign pro-Hamas Columbia student, adding that this is the first arrest of many to come. Many have described this move as the Trump administration descending into fascism, ordering the extrajudicial arrest and deportation of a permanent US resident and cracking down on free speech and civil liberties based on frail accusations and smear campaigns. Mahmoud Khalil's arrest marks the first publicly known effort under Trump's promised crackdown on students who joined protests against Israel's war and genocidal campaign in Gaza.
It was never about coming here legally, ever. They've gone after individuals who have had their U.S. citizenship their entire fucking lives, and now they're going after green card holders. So Mohammed Khalil, a Palestinian graduate student at Columbia University, was arrested by ICE due to him advocating and protesting for Palestine. This arrest follows one of Trump's executive orders that directed the government to punish those who are advocating for Palestine, which they deem as anti-Semitic harassment and violence. Trump says this is the first of many to come, and this should fucking scare you. A green card holder has freedom of speech, the freedom to protest, freedom of assembly. If they will take their rights away, they will take your rights away. If you say something they don't like, they're not just going after people who didn't come here legally, because they are going to make it where you came here illegally because you said something they did not like. First, they told Khalil that his visa was canceled. He's not on a visa. He's a legal permanent resident. So after Khalil's wife went to go get the green card to show ICE, they said the green card has been revoked. Mind you. The reason they revoke green cards is if there's criminal activity or fraud in the application process. Elon Musk grad. It's crazy because this is coming from the party that claims that they support the First Amendment. Only when you say things that they also agree with is when they support the First Amendment, though.
Last night, the Department of Homeland Security showed up to Mahmoud Khalil's apartment, detained and arrested him for his activism at Columbia. Mahmoud was one of the lead negotiators for the Gaza Solidarity Encampment that happened last spring. He graduated from Columbia in December. He has a green card. He is a permanent resident. His wife is a citizen, also 8 months pregnant. Last night, as they were entering their apartment, 2 plainclothes DHS officers shoved in after them and then started questioning Khalil and detained him. According to his wife, the agent said that Mahmoud's visa had been revoked, but he's not on a visa. He has a green card. And when she went and grabbed the green card from their apartment and came back to show them, one of the agents who was on the phone seemed confused and said he has a green card, and then said, oh, his green card has been revoked too. As this was happening, Mahmoud was on the phone with his attorney explaining the situation, trying to figure out what was going on. The attorney asked the agents for a warrant, to see some kind of a warrant, because Mahmoud is a green card holder. He's a permanent resident. The agents then hung up the phone on the attorney. Mahmoud was initially detained in ICE custody here in New York and has apparently since been moved to New Jersey. But there are reports saying that he may be sent as far as Louisiana. Here is an update in case you want to pause and read more. This is an absolutely batshit insane situation. A permanent resident was arrested for exercising his right to protest Israel, to speak out against Israel. There are so many people to blame for this, so many people who made this possible. The Trump administration, the Biden administration, Columbia University. This could not be taking place without all that the Biden administration did to demonize these protesters, to call them anti-Semitic extremists and terrorists, and Columbia sicking police on their own students. There is a petition going around that you can sign. It also will allow you to send emails on behalf of Mahmoud and his situation. This is a deeply fascist and alarming development. All of this for daring to protest Israel.
They're now going after green card holders. Please listen, this is a very swift and alarming, albeit predictable, escalation. A green card holder by the name of Mahmoud Khalil has just been taken into ICE custody. He's been convicted of no crimes, nor apparently charged, and best anyone can tell is that it's because of his pro-Palestinian activism, which, by the way, is perfectly legal for him to engage in as a green card holder. This would be a violation of his First Amendment right, which is not just for citizens. Regardless, after entering his Columbia University residence without a warrant, his attorney was informed that they would be revoking his green card. This escalation is incredibly swift but not surprising. Recently, it was threatened that international student visas would be revoked over this sort of activity. Just 3 days ago, it was announced that they were considering revoking the legal status of Ukrainians, around 240,000 of them who had been welcomed in while fleeing the conflict, as part of the plan to strip the legal status from more than 1.8 million. Just over a month ago, in early February, the temporary protective status, legal status for almost 350,000 Venezuelans was also stripped. All of these people were here legally until someone decided that they weren't. And all this, of course, is an escalation from going after non-criminal migrants, despite the claims that they're going after the worst of the worst and the criminals and all that. This is not about criminality. This is not about just wanting people to do it right and go through the proper channels. These people are here legally until someone decides that they aren't, whether it's because they don't like where you're from, they don't like who you're at war with, or they don't like what you're saying. And if that alone does not upset you, which it should, they have already and repeatedly told us that the eventual goal is to go after citizens too. It is happening incredibly quickly. If you're someone who supports this because you think it's about illegals, please reconsider.
We just joined the legal team for recent Columbia grad Mahmoud Khalil after ICE unlawfully arrested and detained him in retaliation for his political protest. Mahmoud is a lawful permanent resident. He was arrested by ICE and detained with threats of deportation. To be clear, the First Amendment does not allow the government to punish people for their speech. The Trump administration does not have the authority to deport someone for voicing beliefs they disagree with. Along with the New York Civil Liberties Union, we're proud to join the fight to free Mahmoud
I seriously
Khalil.
love this. This is just a case of, you purposely voted against your own self-interest. You purposely, decided to put yourself in a situation whereby you don't even know your right or from your left. This is exactly the reason why people that looks like me have been trying to tell you guys that, arrangement is just not it. It's just not that it's proving everyone, or it's proving that what people that looks like me have been trying to say for a very long time, right? Like, you do not even have the right to speak up anymore. Just imagine that you are not undocumented. Like, where are those people where, that was talking about how, no, he's just concentrated on undocumented immigrant, people that came in illegal. Like, what is ICE doing with a documented person with a green card? This guy is a documented person. He has a green card. Apart from that, he's still married to a citizen, right? But ICE did not spare him. So to tell you guys that it's actually not about the undocumented. When people that looks like me have been, no, this is not all about that. Some gullible ones who try to justify their action by telling you that, oh no, he's probably doing this because, or he's probably deporting undocumented people. Do you know how many documented people that get embarrassed, get deported, and all of that? But when people that looks like he is trying to tell you the way at which things are being run or running, your people do not want to listen. Okay, let's talk about these Pe.Ple people. I could vividly remember very well the case of Pe.Ple and entire black, and the way at which they actually came for people that looks like me, telling you that you are not welcome in their community because you voted for Kamala Harris. Like, you are like, a vote for her is a vote for Gen OC. Like, what are you even saying? The same woman who actually stood up to talk about a seat fire. You understand? How would you actually blame her for something that she don't have control over? Like, the thing is just so tiring. And now the same man that you felt that he was going to be your savior, he was going to stop every other thing that is going on, is the same person who actually told you guys to vacate your destination and go to somewhere in Egypt, become an undocumented alien over there. Why he turned your destination as Trump Gaza. The same person that you were telling people that looks like me that if you don't vote for, you are not welcome in your community. Is the same person right now that you guys launched a campaign for to abandon Harris. That is the same person that is coming after you people in the disguise of, I want to help you guys. But he knows exactly what he's doing. Like, what is the connection between us to detain someone who was probably having, oh my goodness, this is just like a drama. This is just like, okay, we know that this was going to happen, but we just want to experience it, want to know the outcome, we want to know what is going to happen. You wouldn't tell me that so many people never knew that this was coming. People know that this administration with him there is just going to be like very strict, but people still want it anyways. People still just want to go ahead with it anyways. And when the things that you are hoping or you knew that it was going to happen, started happening, you are out complaining, crying, asking, oh my God, why would he do something like that? No, sometimes I ask myself that nobody even, like, most of these MAGA supporters are up to like, oh, why is it like this? You shouldn't question him. He never ever dragged you or begged him to put him in the set position that he find himself. You willingly used your vote to put him there. So it's not his fault. It's actually not that, like, you expected something like this to take place. So there is no point beating or crying over a spilled milk. You already know that this milk, when it's spilled, so many things is going to come out of it, but you still are just lying to yourself. Where is Maya and her, other people and all of them? Where are they? Why aren't they speaking up? Like, I try as much as I can to check for the stitches, like this said stitch, to see at least if Maya and her co whatsoever actually stitch it, to actually know what's their reaction and their opinion about it. And they are not even making such videos anymore. It's as if they were all out from their, from their shell, all out about black people. These black people try to, and now that people need them to come out and speak out and stand, they are all hidden inside their shell. Like, where are they? It is only where people that looks like me, that you guys have your mouth, your nerves, and every other thing that you have to say. Where is that zeal that you have during that campaign? You should, start it up. You should do something right now. Stop waiting around looking for who to help you, or looking for who to, throw the first stone. This is exactly what they're doing, trying to look for who to actually, start up, and after every said and done, they just put you at the back seat. Where is Maya and co? Where are all the PAL, advocates and all of that? Where are they? Why are they not saying nothing? It was only when a black woman that looks like me decided to make a suggestion. She just quote. She only said, let's just choose, like, for her. She was talking about her personal self, that she'd rather go for a lesser evil. Just that statement made Maya and whoever her clique of friends were, coming for people that looks like me, and before you know it, they all decided to show the real person that they are. And now that you have that time, you have every reason to stand up and speak up. Nobody is saying you. Nobody is hearing your voice. You all are just so quiet, This is just so ridiculous. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So guys, if you've not subscribed to this channel up to this extent, do you girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave a thought in the comment section of what you think, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.